The mental barriers that may be blocking you from losing weight. So, we all hear it. Eat fewer calories than what you burn. It sounds real simple, right? And that's the way you lose weight. But why is it so hard for so many people to lose weight? If you're out there, post in the comments and let me know, why is it so hard to lose weight? Because it's a simple concept. Eat less, move more, eat fewer calories, burn more by exercising, and voila, weight loss is there. But why is it so hard when it's such a simple concept? All right. So let me introduce myself. My name is Brenda Green. I am the owner of Fit for a Better Me and creator of Virtually Better Fitness, where we teach women that living a fit and healthy life is actually easy when you stop dieting. So, in this live, I will share with you 5 mental barriers that may be blocking you from losing weight. So, go ahead and grab your pen and paper because we are going to get started. And I want you to make sure you take them notes. So, go ahead, I'll give you a few minutes, a few seconds just to get that information. All right, so let's get started. At Fit for a Better Me, like I said, we teach women how to live a fit and healthy life that is actually easy when you actually stop dieting. Stop thinking about food as diet. And under our fit 4 pillars, which are mindset, hydration, portion control, nutrition, meals, and exercise, is what we teach. The first one is always mindset. Honestly, it is in that order. As a coach, I can honestly tell you that I have seen many clients struggle for many different reasons with their weight loss. And all of them are completely valid. But I also have seen many of my clients who have been successful, and they become successful the moment that they change their mindset. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we do, I do want to take the time to talk about a survey that was conducted back in 2015 by Orlando Health. And it's an old survey, but the concept is probably still the same till this day. The concept is probably still the same to this day. The results of a national survey about weight loss barrier found that 90% of respondents discounted, pretty much didn't think, one of the most important factors was your mind. As a matter of fact, 60% of those individuals, 60% of those who took the survey said that their that diet and exercise was their biggest barrier. And only 10% stated that psychological well-being was a barrier in losing weight. And this is why so many people struggle, because that is the mindset. Everyone just wants that one meal. I just need that one meal plan. I just need that diet. I need to try this new exercise, the new thing that's out on the block is what you want to try. But your mind is still exactly the same. And until you don't change your mindset, it's hard to change. So I know there's some people out there. Please post in the comments. Make sure you can hear and see me, and let me know who's out there. I want to know. So go ahead and post in the comments. So, and this is also why statistics show that only 8% of people who have New Year's resolutions actually succeed. 8%. And we know everybody has some type of resolutions. Only 8% of those succeed, and it's because they change your mindset. So, where do we start? Honestly, again, it's all in your head. Wait, somebody. Hey, Carla. It's all in your head. You cannot and will not lose weight until you are in the right frame of mind to do it. And what we're talking about, all I need is some willpower, all I need is to focus. All of that is here. It's here. It's a mental game. And the hard truth is that before you get your body healthy, you have to get your head healthy. So hopefully that triggers something. So in this live, what are the 5 mental barriers that may be blocking you from losing weight? So grab your piece of paper because I'm going to start off with number one. Hey, Nash. Um, let's start. Oh, Shavetta. Hey, Shavetta. What's the mental barriers that may be blocking you from losing weight? Number one, we're starting off poor body image. A poor body image has been proven to keep people from fully committing to weight loss. So if you don't feel good about yourself, you are much more likely to give up before you get to your goal. This is also the case with the microwave thought process. You think if you exercise for 2 weeks and eat salads and kale for 2 weeks, that you're supposed to drop all your weight immediately. That is not the case. You have to go in it with the mindset that is long term. This is a process and you have to be patient with yourself. So, real quick, how do you feel about your body right now? Anyone who's out there, post in the comment from 1 to 10, 1 being not poor, 10 feeling amazing about your body image. And this is a safe place, no judgment, because we all have those issues at some point or another at any level. So post in the comments, let me know, because this is a chat. So we're going to talk through comments as well. So I'm going to wait. I need a 1 through 10. Where do you feel? And let's just be honest where you are. And then I'm going to give you some tips on how to get better. All right. A Facebook user said 4. Someone says, depends on the day. I totally get that. So where are we today? But usually about a 7.5. That's great. That's a really good number. That's a really, really good number. All right. So what are some ways to increase your self-esteem, I want to say, about your body image? One is to practice impeccable grooming and self-care. So yeah, I know for like 1.5 years, almost 2 years, we've been home with COVID. It's easy throwing on the sweatpants and a t-shirt, not combing your hair, especially if you ain't got to be on camera. Go ahead and do it. Do your hair, do your makeup, even if you're not leaving the house. Sometimes I'm guilty. I'm guilty of living in leggings and a t-shirt. I swear, leggings, t-shirt, and in the winter, some sweatpants. But some days when I feel down, that's the day I'm like, you know what? Let me wear this little dress and put some makeup on my face. Just a little bit, just to feel better. And the moment you do that, it's amazing how your whole self-esteem, your whole confidence just increases. Because I know y'all been in this situation before where you're going out to dinner and you put on your clothes, you put on your heels, you put on your makeup, your lashes, you all dipped. Ain't that confidence in there? You walking with a different stride, you walking with a different lean, all of it. Why? Because just by taking care of yourself, doing your hair, doing your makeup, putting on some, decent clothes, that's not sweatpants and t-shirts, you feel better. You immediately feel better. And this is something that is cost effective, doesn't take a lot of time, and you feel super confident about yourself. And if you do this daily, guess what? Your confidence is going to be here all the time. Does that make sense? Because if you think about it, think about the opposite. The days that you feeling lazy, don't feel like doing anything, your whole demeanor, your whole attitude, your whole focus reflects on how you feel, on how you just chilling. So go ahead and do a little bit more, especially on those days that you wake up and you feel like super extra lazy. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to put these clothes on. I don't want to do anything. Those are the days you have to give yourself a little bit of more effort. All right. We're going to number two. Number two in mental barriers that are blocking you from losing weight. Emotional eating. So do you emotionally eat? That's the question. Raise your hands, put it in the comments, let me know. Are you an emotional eater? Are you an emotional eater? Do you know when you're emotionally eating? Are you aware when you do it? I'm going to give you guys a few seconds. Do you emotionally eat? Okay, Shavetta said, yup. She gave me the okay. Yup. Another Facebook user said yes. Yup. So many of us are emotional eaters. And the difference between a successful emotional eater versus one that just does it is one who's successful. And what I mean by successful is they are aware of what they're doing at the time. So, as opposed to just sitting on the couch watching Netflix and eating some Doritos, and before you realize that the whole bag is gone, yeah. And you're like, wait, what just happened? And then you're looking for more. That's an unconscious emotional eater. Then you have the ones that are conscious who are no more, and those are the ones who practice mindfulness. So when you practice mindful eating, which is one of my top topics in all of my programs, is practicing mindful eating, is when you stop and really listen to your hunger cues. Are you truly hungry? Do you just need to drink water? Are you substituting eating? Are you eating for a different reason? Where are you emotionally at the time when you're eating? Because we tend to eat emotionally every time we have a trigger. So do you recognize your triggers? Does anybody recognize your triggers? So I'm gonna share my trigger. So when I don't feel like working, or I don't feel like being in front of the computer or doing, my job, guess what I do? Especially now that we're home. I get up, I open my fridge, open the pantry. I'm looking for something to entertain me and distract me. And it's food or a snack. But I am aware of that. So when I do that, I'm like, girl, and I'll say sometimes, some days I'll say it out loud. Girl, you know you're not hungry. Close this door and go sit your butt down. Go do something else to distract you for a few minutes and then get refocused on what you're supposed to be doing. So I tend to do it when I don't want to do something or when I am bored. Does anybody know their triggers? You want to share your triggers? Let's hear some of those triggers if you know them. And if you don't know your triggers, this is a perfect time to realize, to be mindful of when you're doing it and see what they are. So are you being triggered when you're upset? Shavetta said when she's stressed. That's a huge trigger for so many people when you're overly stressed. And that's funny because some people emotionally eat and others who are stressed don't eat, which is also not good. So stress could cause that. When you're angry, when you're upset, when you're sad, all those are emotional feelings. And if you turn to food, you're emotionally eating. But again, being aware and being mindful is how you combat that. All right, let's move on to number 3. Comparing yourself to others is number 3 mental barrier that may be blocking you from losing weight. And unfortunately, we in a world right now where social media is absolutely everything. And that has caused this comparison to skyrocket. It's so easy to compare yourself. When you're strolling through Facebook, when you're strolling through Instagram and seeing other people's highlight reel of their life, and you feel like you're not where you need to be, you don't look like how you should look like, your life is not looking like everyone else's, and you end up comparing yourself to others. And simply, when you compare yourself to others, you end up losing. Because, and you guys all heard it, comparison is a thief of joy. And it is. Think about it. Every time you're comparing yourself, your confidence goes down, Your self-esteem goes down. You're not happy anymore. I want. Why can't it be me? And we fall into this deep place, and some people actually get depressed. So I understand some comparisons can really boost your ego, and it can really motivate you to push you to work a little bit harder or do a little bit better. But at the end of the day, most comparisons could be really, it could really mess up your ego, and you feel attacked to the point where, again, you could get depressed. So, what are some things that you can do to stop comparing yourself, or at least minimize it, become aware of it? One is to really focus on you and your journey. Every single individual has their own journey. Your journey is not the same as someone else's. And when it comes to weight loss, the next person's genes are not like yours. Their lifestyle is not like yours. The person who is, physically fit with the six pack, you have no idea what they've been through, what they go through, or what they have to do to stay looking like that. It could be an individual that all they do is work out. That's their full-time job. That's all they have. They don't have any other responsibilities, and they have the ability to do that. Versus you, who has to take care of your kids, got to take care of your home, you got to go to work. It's not the same journey. Also, be selfish. And I know that sounds kind of negative. No, being selfish, we talked about this last week. We are not superwomen. We got to get out that mindset. Take care of yourself. Do those self-care things that you need. And another way that you could stop comparing yourself, just remember this whole weight loss thing is about you. You shouldn't do it for anybody else. You shouldn't do it to be like someone else. It's about you and where you are in your journey. Does this connect with anyone? Let me know, because sometimes I'll be like, I'm talking. Is it resonating with anyone? Post in the comments, let me know. And then we're going to move on to number 4. Number 4. So just to summarize real quick. Number 1 is poor body image. Number 2 is emotional eating. Number 3 is comparing yourself to others. And we're going to move on to number 4. And this one's really easy. We're going to skip through this real quick, because number 4 is making yourself a priority. We had a whole 30-minute conversation last Thursday about this under the Superwoman mindset. Is making yourself a priority. Like I stated last week, the airlines even tell you, before you save someone else, you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. You will be better able to do your job, love your family, be a friend, if you take care of yourself first. And if you didn't see that Superwoman mindset replay, go catch it. It's in the guides on the top under Let's Chat with Coach B guidebook. That was number 4. Number 5. Ooh, this one's a good one. Lack of trust. If you do not believe you can lose weight, you won't. You'll make excuses to keep skipping exercising and eating better. Because basically, you follow through, it just sucks. You say you want this and end up doing something else. Because you honestly don't believe. You might be the type of person who's like, oh, why am I going to do this again? I'm going to start, then I'm going to fail. These are all negatives, and this is all part of that mindset. You have to change your mindset. You have to find what works for you in order to succeed. And you have to truly trust the process and be patient with yourself. You pretty much ate your way to where you are right now, and it took time. It wasn't like all of a sudden you woke up one day and all of a sudden you're 20 pounds heavier. It was gradual. It happened slowly. So guess what? dropping those 20 pounds is going to happen the same way if you do it in a healthy way. Because you could do it quickly. If you go into these quick programs that makes you drop 20 pounds in a month, but that's unhealthy, and what happens most of the time? You end up gaining all 20 pounds back or more. Does that make sense? It's really trusting yourself and trusting you and trusting the process. You have to be kind to yourself in this process. It is a mental battle more so than a physical battle to lose weight. And at the end of the day, it all comes back to your self-love. So to beat all these mental barriers, you have to learn how to love yourself. And that means knowing yourself, seeing yourself as you really are, and being willing to nurture yourself the way you want anyone else to love you. We tend to be kind to others and not to ourselves. We tend to take ourselves for granted, and we tend to not love ourselves the way we love others. So I know I threw a lot on you guys today. A little deep, but how do we feel? Any questions, any comments? That's number 5. So I'm going to reiterate all 3. Number 1 is having a poor body image. And the way to combat that is to practice impeccable grooming and self-care. Take care of yourself. Do your hair, do your makeup. Number 2 is emotionally eating. And this you do by practicing mindfulness when you eat. Knowing when you're eating, why you're eating, and what you're eating. Number 3 is comparing yourself to others. Let's stop comparing ourselves to others and really just focus on your particular journey. Put those blinders on and keep going. Number 4 is making yourself a priority. And number 5 is the lack of trust that you have with the process. So really trusting the process. And the bonus is to self-love. It all comes back to self-love. Any questions, any comments on this one? Like I said, I know I went a little deep. Does it make sense? Are these things that you'll be able to do? Talk back to me. This is less chat. So you guys got to talk back to me. Y'all got to talk back to me. Let's go. Okay, Shavetta, thank you. Did it make sense? Did you connect? Which one did you connect with more? Which one was like the one that really you could resonate with? Because, you know, even though I gave you 5, there's plenty of more. But you could definitely always relate like, oh, that is me. The Facebook user, I can't see who you are. You could definitely go ahead and say who you are there. Stop comparison. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. With the social media world, the comparison is, so Miss Nash said, stop comparing. Yeah, that's the one she resonated with the most. Anyone else? Carla, did you resonate with any of those? All right. Not sure who's a Facebook user, but yes, I will try. I love that answer. And that actually brings me to what I want you to do for this week. So for the rest of the week, I want you to be mindful this week of how you talk to yourself. I want you to be mindful of what you're eating, and putting yourself on the priority list. I want you to do those 3 things. So how you talk to yourself. So catch yourself when you're talking negative. Catch yourself when you're comparing yourself and bringing yourself down when you're comparing yourself. Practice, why are you eating when you're eating? Are you truly hungry? Are you eating just because you're bored? Is there a different trigger to that? And also putting yourself on the priority list. And when you get that aha moment, I want you to share it with the group, because you never know who else you may be helping. Someone's always looking, someone's always watching, and someone's always learning. So you sharing your story, your struggle may help somebody else. So catch yourself. Be mindful this week about all of them. Thank you, Carla, for sharing. She mentioned that, to be kind to yourself. Yeah, that's a huge one. That's a really big one. And I think at some point, all five we fall into at different times, depending the day, depending what's going on. But again, is being mindful and having a strategy to combat it and not stay there. Not stay there for a long time. All right, ladies. Thank you for tuning in. This is Brenda from Fit for a Better Me, and I'm going to sign off with a reminder that when you feel better, you do better, and ultimately, you live better. See you next week. Have a good one. Bye, ladies.